Hello, everybody. It's Eric and I here again, doing questions and answers. We got here steroids versus natural. There's nothing wrong with steroids, except I just don't want to do them because there's issues that you could have with like health, obviously, and side effects. Everything has side effects, but the main thing that I have with steroids is if you say you're natural, you're completely clean, and you don't, you're lying about it. That's more morals than the issue of actually taking them. Steroids, you'll get, in my opinion, you'll get bigger and stronger and fast results, but the long haul is what I'm in it for, and I don't think that they help you out in the long haul as much as doing it the hard working way, I take the dirt road, so.
Yeah, I've always taken the natural route too. I mean, I will admit I have done research and looked in on it, but basically what stops me is all the side effects, and there's quite a list of them.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, the side effects don't outweigh the benefits for me, and it's kind of like, if you're familiar with cars, it's kind of like using nitrous on a car. It makes you super awesome and strong while you use it, but the second you quit using it, you go back to normal. You don't maintain it unless you've built something naturally before that, then you go back to that.
I believe pro hormones are the same way too, and sometimes they can be even worse.
Yeah, any kind of pills that do the same thing are going through your organs, which is very bad. I think you gain more body fat doing that. I can't remember how it works.
I've taken Tren before.
The old stuff?
The old stuff,
okay.
Like at Nyack. And yeah, I tried it, and it got me big, and then as soon as I got off of it, went back to where I was before. So I was like, I just wasted $90.
I know,
it's a waste of money.
I know people that have taken different routes, and I know people that still do. To each their own. I still respect them if they're respectful about it. If they don't pressure me into it, just let them do their thing. They know what they're doing, and that's the route they choose to take. It's just not for everybody. Like I said, I've done research into it, and I don't know everything about it. I will admit that, so I can't say a whole lot. But what I do know prevents me from using anything like that. It's something. The reason I started doing this was just for my health and for me as a person, and I don't want to take anything away from that. And I want to be able to do this when I'm old. I still want to. When I'm old, I don't want to have to live in a nursing home or have somebody take care of me. I want to be able to take care of myself and be in great shape then. So, and I know if you use drugs now, it ages you faster, just like any other drug. This is no different. You basically use up all your great quality of life in such a short amount of time. And when you look at it, it's like, where does it really get you, I mean, it makes you big and strong, and then what do you do with it? And you look good, or you lift something heavy for a short while, and then you go to shit after that. And
I learned from like past experiences. And funny story, I'm not gonna say any names here, but I was lifting at Nyack, and this big 240-pound guy, 6'4", with Chucky tattoos and just sleeve tattoos, is huge, walks up to me. I was intimidated. I was like, oh shit, is he gonna say something, or did I take his weights that he wants to borrow or use, or? And all he said to me was like, damn, what shit you taking? I'm like, at the time I was only 160 pounds, and I was hammer curling 80s, and he's like, damn, I got to get some better shit. And what that just goes to show is that just because you're big doesn't mean you're strong. And I've seen clean athletes beat athletes with steroids before. I've seen people that didn't take steroids beat people that did take steroids. It's all a mental thing. And a lot of times those people that are taking those steroids don't believe in themselves. I'm not saying all the time, but sometimes they'll just be for instance, the guy that came up to me and said, I got to get some better shit. This 160 pounder is doing what I could do. That to him, he was never satisfied. He was never happy with himself. And you should never be satisfied completely, but you should be proud of yourself. You shouldn't ever down yourself. And that's what I feel like steroids does, is it makes people down themselves whenever they fail and when they go down. And sorry to say, eventually you're going to go down, because we're not invincible. We're going to age. We're going to get older. The steroids are not going to keep up with your age. So
yeah, that's people get hooked on that. Is the reason why that happens. They get hooked on that feeling and their size and strength, and they don't want to lose that, because then they feel almost worthless. I mean, I can't blame them if I was able to do that much, and then all of a sudden it just dropped off, and I was weak as hell.
I'd never want to do it
again
either.
It'd be very it'd be a very degrading feeling. So I understand why they're addicted to that feeling, but the longer you do it, the more you're going to have to rely on it just to survive, to keep your testosterone levels up and things like that. Then they have to take it. And there's a lot of big time bodybuilders that used it back in the day, and now they regret it because they have to rely on it just to live. And it just like any other drug, it affects you in the long haul. And a lot of them will tell you that it's not worth it. But some people still think it's worth it. But to me, I'm just not gonna start. Yeah. And that's just my choice, and everybody has their own choice.
With me, like, I'm satisfied with gaining 1 to 2 pounds of muscle every 2 months. If you think about it, a pound of muscle, like, grab a pound of hamburger meat, that's a pound of muscle. Like, that's what you're gaining, and you should be content with that. Yes, that's all throughout your whole entire body, but hey, little progress is better than no progress at all. And you're still growing, so that's all that matters to me. I want to continue to grow and keep becoming the better version of myself as I could get. So,
and you can still look and you can still be really strong. I mean, but last year's state fair meet, I benched 300 and deadlifted 500, and I still competed in natural bodybuilding, still look good. I'm still working on it. But you can still build a great physique and great strength naturally. You don't have to be setting world records or anything like that. Some people would think I weigh well over 200 or something, but right now I only weigh like 190 pounds. So your body weight doesn't really make shit for difference. You can still build the greatest. I mean, if you look at some of the big time bodybuilders back in the day, I mean, they had a class for like over 200 and under 200. And there's under 200 guys that still look like the big guys. I mean, it's just how you volumize yourself. Just because you're big doesn't mean you're heavy. Yeah. So your body weight doesn't really make shit for difference anyways.
No, not at all.
You can still do a lot of light weights. There was one guy I used to compete with in bodybuilding, and at the last show we did, I was in the heavyweights and he was in the lightweights, and he was shorter, but he looked really good, and he only weighed 151 pounds.
Holy shit!
Yeah, he was light. He looked heavier than that, but that's all he weighed. So your weight doesn't really matter.
Remember that in your powerlifting one time too? That one little black kid who was like 135 pounds, 145 pounds, and he like benched 305 or something like that.
Your meet?
Huh?
That one of your?
It was one of my competitions, or one of yours. I think, or maybe both of us were there. I don't know. But he was a little guy, but a lot of strength. I mean.
So if you're small, don't be discouraged, because you can still do a lot. And you can still, actually, shorter guys have an advantage as far as looking better, I think. They have better symmetry and stuff. So that's a gift. I have pretty shitty genetics for that. It takes a lot more because I'm taller in order to fill out. But the only advantage I have for being tall with long arms and stuff is my deadlift, because I don't have to pull it up quite as far. But as far as benching, that's a disadvantage.
And an advantage.
Squatting is a disadvantage. I don't do that anyways. But everybody's got their advantages and disadvantages with that. But you shouldn't have to rely on drugs, which I don't. I never have. I don't ever plan on doing it.
Keep her clean.
The only way I would ever do it, which I would be if there's an emergency health situation.
And those are different type of steroids anyways.
Yeah,
so
I used prednisone once for 5 days, and that was just for a medical reason. So I almost panicked when they told me it was a steroid. I was like, what? I don't want to use steroids.
Totally different.
They're like, no, it's not anabolic. I'm like, okay, we're good.
Yeah.
I couldn't train while I was using them anyways. So, but is anything
That's
else
pretty
to
much
add?
it for me.
So
All I
do
got to
what
say
you
is-
want. Just do your research ahead of time before you make a decision, because it will affect you in the long haul. Just be willing to face the consequences and decide if it's worth it for you or not.
Be
Like I
happy with
said,
them little results.
Yeah, I mean, you can do
So-
a lot naturally, and if you
Just
want,
takes you a little longer.
if
That's
you
all.
want to know more about natural stuff, we can help you with that. As far as drugs go and how to use them and things like that, I don't know anything, to be honest. As far as how to use them or when to use them, I just know that there's bad enough side effects that I don't want to use them. So if you have any questions on that, I can't help you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
There's a lot of other YouTube video
yeah.
people
Right.
that take steroids
Might
and
have
stuff.
to go a different source for that.
Yeah.
I can help you naturally. That's
Yeah.
as far as I can go.
Same here.
So, with that, we are going to move on to our next topic. Thank you.
Yeah. Have a good one, guys.